All right, welcome back. Today on this video, we're going to talk about uh, 6 ways to save money on a tight budget. Now, I know it's hard to save money when you don't have enough money coming in, or the money you coming in has to be distributed, to so many different sources. But the point I want you to get from this is that it's possible. You just have to kind of dial back just a little bit. And this video, I did some research and I ran across a lady by the name of Miriam Caldwell. And she wrote this actual blog post, 6 ways to save money on a tight budget. So I'm going to actually use that title anyway, because she actually wrote the blog. I'm just going to share bits and pieces of it with you. Again, just like I want you to do for your system. This way, you're not plagiarizing anybody. You're not taking credit for anything that they wrote. You're simply sharing their perspective on how to manage money or save money on a tight budget. Now, she says, when you're already on a tight budget, it's not easy to find additional ways to save money, but it's always important to set aside at least a little for the future, no matter how much income you currently bring in. And then she says, here are 7 ways you can save money even when you're working hard to live on a budget. Now, one of the easiest ways to find money to put in your savings account is to cancel your cable or satellite TV service and switch to a cheaper alternative. Many of the largest paid TV providers raise rates for 2020, and it's now pretty simple to get a wide variety of entertaining options from a streaming service that charges as little as $30 a month through $50 a month. So it's more likely that you'll be able to access the same or similar channels or movies based on that. The second thing she says is look at your food bill. Another way to save money is to change the way you eat. Probably the best thing you can do is to stop or greatly cut back on eating out. I agree. Plus, you'll be eating better, because when you're eating out, you're spending more money and you're, eating food that kind of puts weight on you quicker. The next thing is cut every category just a little bit. When you're pinching pennies, you may have already cut all the unnecessary items from your budget. The next step might be saving $5 or $10 per category in your budget and setting that money aside. See, these are little tips that you may have thought of, but have not actually implemented. So by refreshing your mind, or introducing it to you for the first time, then you can take it and say, well, I'm going to take that. I'm going to cut back $5 per week. That's not a lot of money, but it's better than $0 per week, right? Next, switch to cash for your daily expenses. While it may not be practical to practice your rent or it may not be practical to pay your rent or your utility bills in cash. Switching to cash for other expenses can help you cut back on spending. Using cash places a harder limit on your spending and helps you become more aware of your choices. That's a great idea right there. I really like that one. Then we have work on paying off your debts. High interest debt, like credit cards, can eat up your monthly income. You may be surprised at just how much you are paying in interest each month if you are carrying a balance on your credit cards. The average annual percentage rate on credit card accounts that were assessed in November was 16.88%. Next, we have find a way to cut back on big expenses. Take a look at the big items in your overall budget. Is your car payment too much? Can you find a cheaper place to live that is still nice? Could you move in with a roommate to save rent? These options may be the last step you take as you look for ways to increase your savings, but they really can help you save a good amount of money on your bills each month. The lower you keep these costs, the easier it will be to stick to your budget. Now, I think all those were great tips, especially if you're hearing them for the first time or you're actually processing this for the first time. But either way, you should always make sure that you try and dial back when you can, especially if your mindset is to save money, right? If you need to save money, you need to focus on a way to cut back on the expenses that you have going out. It only makes sense, right? All right. Again, my name is Larry J. My company is Speak with Larry, no spaces. And as always, share with someone else what I've shared with you.